Hi, I'm John, and this is Scarlett the Four-Eyed Cuda. I'm sorry for the long hiatus. However, it's been hot. I live in Central Florida, and even when it's only in the 90s outside, my garage is not air conditioned and probably not the best of insulation. It does have some. I've tried to add some others along the garage door, but it's still too hot. I had to put things on hold while we waited for temperatures to cool down. Well, it is now November 3rd, if I remember right, and it is a nice 75 degrees outside. So for those of you who are dealing with snow, I'm sorry. But even at 75 degrees outside, looking at the temperature in the garage, it is 80 degrees. Actually 80.2 for those interested in accuracy, with 40.5% humidity. Anyway, today's topic is headlights. Like any of us approaching our 50s, we need glasses. I know I do. You might as well if you're hitting those magic years. Well, Scarlett, being 1971, is 52 years old, and therefore she also needs new glasses. And so what am I talking about? Well, I've already done one set, so I knew how to do it, so I could show you. And here's the example of the passenger side light. It got hit, there's got a damage mark, and the little piece of glass is sitting inside, floating around, causing problems. And then the driver's side doesn't have the damage, but you need to have a match set. Therefore, I went on the hunt to find what I wanted to do. Do I want to just put in regular halogen lights like these? These are your traditional Sylvania halogen bulbs. Or do I want to try to do LEDs? Or do I want to do real old school, the traditional light before halogen? And I decided to go LEDs. However, I had a really hard time finding some. And then 2 weeks ago, I was surfing through eBay and I found a pair. And it said it would fit. And I looked through the documentation online and I thought it was close enough to give a shot. So let me show you what I got. All right, I'm not the best at unboxing videos, so we're going to give this a shot. This is the number. I will post an actual link to the eBay auction so you can find it if you want to. It's generic, but it is it is well packed. It did come from China, so who knows about that. It comes with special pigtails, which you will not need. It does come with the 2 lenses, the water dust caps, and an empty box now, and then the LEDs themselves. So let's take it apart and show you. So here's these are universal for both the high beam and traditional beam. It just has a little spring clip in here. You give it a little squeeze and down and over, and then it just lifts up. This guy comes out, set that down, take the bulb out. Come on. It can only go on one way. It has a little protective doohickey on it to protect the LEDs. Take that off. You can see it's a triangle, so it can only go on one way. Put that on. Now swing the clips over, down and in, over, down and out, and that's on. Then this guy just goes over it like that, and you kind of line it up and then push it down all the way. And you can see this mark, this outline edge, is the same as what is on your stock connector, so it matches up lickety split, no problems. I just don't need the adapter, but if you do need it, it comes with it. It's a little water pack connector, so awesome. So there's that. The other one hooks up exactly the same. Like I said, there's no high beam, low beam specifics. It's all in the wiring. So the traditional beam has all 3 wires hooked up. The high beam uses the outside too, and they work because, as you might be able to see here, as I move this around over, you will see that the driver's side is not done, but the passenger side is. So hold on, let me show you. All right, so here's the driver's side. It's all traditional with the original lights. And then we will come over here. Oops, wrong direction. And here is the new lens installed. They are DOT approved. They've got the little funky lines on them to help direct the lights like the DOT wants. So we are good to go. And I've already tested these and they do work. I will finish this install, and then tonight I will go back and take some pictures with the lights on, so you'll be able to see before and afters with the old headlights compared to these headlights. So let's get this show on the road. So how do you take these things off? Well, there's just 2 screws holding the bezel over it. You take those 2 screws out. Then there's a trim retainer ring, which you can see here. There's 3 screws that hold those in. And make sure you take out the right 3 screws, because the screws that do the aiming are also right next to the screws for the trim ring. All you want to do is take the trim ring off, unplug the light bulb, put the trim ring on the new bulb, or plug the new bulb in, put the trim ring on, and then put the fancy trim back around the outside. It's literally that simple. So let's do it. One quick item here. Why was it so hard to find? Well, the Cuda, unlike the Challenger, has a bucket inside the fender for the connector. And they're the 5.5 versus the 7, because it's the 4 light versus the 2 light. So they're smaller lamps and they don't have a lot of depth to them. So here's the stock one right here. Here's the new right next to it. And you can see from the level mark, it is nigh on to the exact same depth. In fact, it's just a tad off, but you know what? That's going to be made up in the trim ring, so it really doesn't matter. Most of these have big old giant connectors on the back of them that will cause fitness problems with trying to hook this up in a Cuda that will work with in other applications. So let's go ahead and take the trim rings off, and I'll show you what I'm talking about from the other perspective. All right, the high-low beam light is out, or the low beam light is out, I should say, and you can see that there's this capture bucket right behind it, so the connector can only go back so far, and that is why you need to have a short light. This is the little trim ring that goes around the unit. It uses these 3 little screws. Don't do those 2, because those are your aimers. These 2 or these 3 are the ones that actually attach this thing. And for those of you being particularly astute, yeah, it looks like my grill has seen better days, and the old plastic is starting to show its age as well. But that's a project for a different day. For now, let's just plug it in, put the trim ring on, and connect it back up. What I did notice last time though is you'll see these ears only go on one way. So if you're fighting it, guess what? Your trim ring is going on wrong. And the hardest part I had was keeping the bulb straight up and down for the top, and not angling as you put this on and then put it into the lock position. So it'll take some fiddling, but you'll get it. Just be patient. And there we are. We are done. We've got all 4 headlights working. As you can see, I've got the high beams on. I don't have the road lights on. I wasn't sure how good the picture would come out, but when we get in a nighttime situation, tonight, maybe tomorrow night, I will take it out and put it back on the street where I was when I took the original picture with the original headlights, so you guys can see it before and after. Thank you very much, and have a great day.